Picture the Nile River Valley thousands of years ago. The sun rises over the horizon, casting a golden hue over the lush green banks of the Nile. This river, the lifeblood of ancient Egypt, nourished the land and its people, creating a thriving civilization in the midst of the desert. Ancient Egyptians farmed the fertile land, cultivating crops like wheat and barley. They worked tirelessly, using simple tools and techniques passed down through generations. The Nile's annual floods brought rich silt, ensuring bountiful harvests year after year. They built magnificent temples and tombs, grand structures that have stood the test of time. These architectural marvels were not just places of worship or burial, they were symbols of their ingenuity, dedication, and reverence for the gods. And they welcomed a new creature into their lives, the cat. These animals, with their sleek bodies and sharp instincts, quickly became an integral part of Egyptian society. Experts believe cats first arrived in Egypt around 2000 BC. This was a time of great change and development, as the Egyptians expanded their knowledge and influence across the region. These weren't the cuddly house cats of today, they were African wildcats, fierce and independent, roaming the wild landscapes of Africa. Their keen hunting skills made them formidable predators. They were drawn by the rodents that plagued grain stores. The abundance of food attracted these wildcats, and they began to frequent the areas where humans stored their precious harvests. Egyptians quickly realized cats were excellent pest control. They observed these wildcats hunting and catching rodents with remarkable efficiency, protecting their grain from being devoured by pests. Farmers rejoiced as cats protected their crops. The presence of these skilled hunters meant fewer losses and more food for their families and communities. People noticed the cat's grace, agility, and fierce independence. These qualities were admired and respected, as they mirrored the traits that the Egyptians valued in themselves. These qualities impressed the Egyptians. They began to see cats not just as useful animals, but as beings with a special connection to the divine. They began to see cats as special, even sacred. Cats started to appear in their art and hieroglyphics, symbolizing protection, fertility, and grace. The Egyptians were right to be amazed by cats. These skilled hunters played a crucial role in maintaining the balance between humans and nature. These skilled hunters helped make life in ancient Egypt easier and more prosperous. Their presence ensured that food supplies were protected, contributing to the overall well-being of the society. Little did the Egyptians know, their admiration for cats would blossom into a deep and lasting reverence. Over time, cats became more than just pest controllers. They became symbols of grace, protection, and even divinity. This reverence would shape their art, beliefs, and daily lives for centuries to come. Cats were depicted in countless artifacts, and their images adorned the walls of temples and tombs, forever enshrining their place in Egyptian culture. In ancient Egypt, religion wasn't something separate from daily life, it was woven into everything. It's no surprise then that cats, these fascinating creatures, became linked to the divine. The Egyptians worshipped a goddess with the head of a cat, Bastet. Bastet was a complex goddess. She represented joy, music, dance, and fierce protection. She was also associated with the warmth of the sun and women's health and fertility. Temples dedicated to Bastet were built throughout Egypt. People came from miles around to offer prayers and sacrifices to the cat goddess. Bastet's popularity speaks volumes about how much the ancient Egyptians adored cats. They saw in these creatures a reflection of the divine feminine, powerful, graceful, nurturing, and protective. Bastet wasn't just a distant deity, she was a constant presence in their lives, much like the cats they loved and shared their homes with. capabilities, could protect them from these dangerous creatures. By keeping homes safe from these creatures, cats were also safeguarding the spiritual well-being of the family. The presence of a cat in the home was believed to bring a sense of peace and security, both physically and spiritually. Cats were seen as guardians of the home, protecting it from both physical and spiritual threats. Egyptians believed cats could ward off evil spirits and protect them from harm. This belief was so strong that many Egyptians wore amulets in the shape of cats, believing that these charms would protect them from harm and bring them good fortune. Amulets in the shape of cats were worn for protection. These amulets were often intricately designed and highly valued. They were believed to carry the protective power of the cat, warding off evil spirits and bringing good luck to the wearer. Statues of cats were placed in homes to invite their watchful presence. These statues were not just decorative, they were believed to bring the protective spirit of the cat into the home. By placing these statues in their homes, the Egyptians hoped to invite the watchful and protective presence of the cat into their lives. This belief in the protective power of cats stemmed from their close association with the goddess Bastet. Bastet was the goddess of home, fertility, and protection, and she was often depicted with the head of a lioness or a domestic cat. The Egyptians believed that by honoring Bastet, they could invoke her protective powers through the presence of cats. Just as Bastet guarded the pharaoh and defended Egypt from evil, so too did cats protect their human families. The protective nature of cats was seen as an extension of Bastet's divine protection. By keeping cats in their homes, the Egyptians believed they were under the watchful eye of Bastet herself. This belief in their protective power elevated cats to a status unlike any other animal in ancient Egyptian society. Cats were revered and respected, and their presence was seen as a blessing. They were not just pets, they were guardians, protectors, and symbols of divine protection. More than pets, cats in Egyptian daily life. Go back in time and imagine yourself in an ancient Egyptian home. The air is filled with the scent of incense, and the walls are adorned with intricate paintings. The hustle and bustle of daily life is all around you, from the preparation of meals to the weaving of textiles. In the midst of this vibrant scene, cats are ever present, moving gracefully through the household. You might see a cat lounging on a chair, basking in the warm sunlight that filters through the windows. These cats were not just pets, they were revered and respected members of the household. Their presence was a symbol of grace and elegance, and they were often found in the most comfortable spots in the home, perhaps batting at a feather toy. The playful nature of cats brought joy and entertainment to the household. Children and adults alike would engage with their feline companions, creating a bond that transcended mere ownership. These interactions were a testament to the affection and care that Egyptians had for their cats. Yes, even back then, Egyptians loved to play with their feline friends. The bond between humans and cats was strong, and it was common to see people taking time out of their busy days to engage with their pets. This connection was not just about companionship, it was also believed that cats brought good fortune and protection to the household. Cats were cherished members of the family. They were given names, often reflecting their personalities or appearances. These names were a way to honor and recognize the unique traits of each cat, further solidifying their place in the family. Cats appeared in art, literature, and everyday objects, showcasing their importance in Egyptian culture, often reflecting their personalities or appearances. Cats appeared in art, literature, and everyday objects. They were depicted in tomb paintings, sculptures, and amulets. Their image adorned furniture, jewelry, and even cosmetics containers. This widespread representation highlights the deep connection between Egyptians and their feline companions. They were depicted in tomb paintings, which served as a testament to their significance in the afterlife. Egyptians believed that cats would accompany them in the afterlife, providing protection and companionship, even in death. This belief further elevated the status of cats in Egyptian society, sculptures, and amulets. Their image adorned furniture, jewelry, and even cosmetics containers. These items were not just decorative, they were imbued with symbolic meaning, representing protection, fertility, and grace. The presence of cats in these objects reflects their integral role in both the spiritual and daily lives of Egyptians. Some wealthy Egyptians even adorned their cats with gold jewelry. This practice was a sign of wealth and status, as well as a way to honor their beloved pets. Cats were often seen wearing collars and other adornments, which were crafted with the same care and attention to detail as those made for humans. The prominence of cats in Egyptian art and culture wasn't just about aesthetics, It reflected a deep respect and affection for these animals. Cats were seen as protectors of the home, warding off evil spirits and vermin. Their ability to hunt and their graceful demeanor made them both practical and revered. It reflected a deep respect and affection for these animals. Cats were woven into the fabric of their lives, symbolizing not just protection and divinity, but also the simple joys of companionship and the warmth of home. Their presence was a constant reminder of the beauty and mystery of the natural world. Cats were woven into the fabric of their lives, becoming an essential part of the household. They were not just pets but family members, sharing in the daily activities and rituals of their human companions. This close relationship is evident in the numerous depictions of cats in various aspects of Egyptian life, symbolizing not just protection and divinity, but also the simple joys of companionship. Cats were believed to possess a divine essence, often associated with the goddess Bastet, who was the deity of home, fertility, and childbirth. This divine connection further solidified their revered status in Egyptian culture, but also the simple joys of companionship. The bond between Egyptians and their cats was one of mutual respect and affection. Cats provided comfort and joy, and in return, they were treated with kindness and care. This relationship was a cornerstone of Egyptian domestic life, reflecting the values and beliefs of the society and the warmth of home. In ancient Egypt, the presence of a cat in the home was a symbol of prosperity and well-being. Their graceful movements and serene demeanor brought a sense of peace and harmony to the household. The legacy of this unique relationship between humans and cats continues to be celebrated and admired to this day. Symbols of life: cats, fertility, and renewal. The ancient Egyptians were keen observers of the natural world. They linked the behaviors of animals to the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. Cats, with their ability to have multiple kittens, became potent symbols of fertility and renewal. Bastet, the cat goddess, was also associated with motherhood and childbirth. Pregnant women might wear amulets of Bastet or cats to ensure a safe delivery. The image of a cat surrounded by kittens was a common motif, symbolizing abundance and the continuation of life. Egyptians believed that by honoring cats, they were honoring the life-giving forces of nature. Cats, in their very being, embodied the cyclical nature of life. They were fierce protectors yet tender mothers. They were independent yet craved affection. This duality resonated with the Egyptians, who saw in these creatures a reflection of the world